Hello everyone, welcome. Today's project, let's talk about uncertainty. If you are in the unknown right now, contending with anxiety, that's hell, I understand. I was there. I was there periodically throughout my life because I suffered from anxiety periodically. But then in my mid-20s, everything crumbled around me because I could no longer manage myself and my desirous impulses, which were producing a lot of negative outcomes around me. And it was causing me a lot of dread, and it was producing more uncertainty because I noticed that what my mode of being in the world, it was not producing the safety and comfort I needed, because the world was uncertain. I was worried about sensations in my health. The snake of reality slithered into my walled off garden, my mental state that I was trying to maintain, to keep the frame together. How do we manage in a world of uncertainty? And that's what the existential philosophers understood, like Heidegger, Nietzsche, Dostoevsky. These philosophers know that, existence, that it's ruthless, it's suffering, it's uncertain, and we must constantly work to maintain certainty in a world of uncertainty, to buttress ourselves from the unknown. The unknown will slither in to your life, and when it does, it's a reminder how life is suffering. In Siddhartha's case, the Buddha story, the snake of reality slithered into his walled-off palace, and he became obsessed over death, decay, suffering. How do you transcend suffering? Is this the natural state of being? Yeah, it's the natural state of being. What can you do about that? And I'm shocked and appalled by the fact that we're not taught in school how to wrangle and wrestle with this notion of uncertainty and how to maintain some sort of mental order in our lives when the reality of existence is the fact that this is suffering. How do you manage this? How do you overcome this? How do you maintain some sanity in a world of uncertainty? Now, let's look at Sisyphus, because this is really important. His life is pushing the boulder up the mountain. The boulder rolls back down, and then he pushes it up again. But you have to look into that, and you have to understand why. Why does he do that? And Nietzsche says we have to presume Sisyphus to be happy. And think about that. Why push a boulder up a hill for the rest of your life? Well, what else are you going to do? Sit on the boulder at the bottom of the hill and just get fat and lazy? Or maybe having something to do, having something to strive for constantly is worthwhile. Maybe pushing the boulder up the hill is going to make you stronger mentally and physically. That's something. Maybe we're load-bearing creatures and we need a load to carry. We're not meant to sit in our basements playing video games and ordering Chinese food until 2 a.m. We're not meant to constantly overconsume, and numb, soothe, and distract us to the point where we lose touch of our biological necessities, like being in touch with nature, forming a community, and building relationships, eating ancestral appropriate diets. If the uncertainty creeps in, that's a reminder that life is uncertain. But also, let's look at a child situation. if a child is nested in a secure household, they're free to explore their imagination and to play and have fun and be happy. But if the structure of the house is unstable, there's fighting, there's a divorce, the child reverts to the state of fear, anxiety. It's uncertain. But when everything is nested and secure, they're free to explore themselves in a very healthy and natural way. But imagine the state of society is collapsing. And what's nested in the state of society? The state of the household. But that's collapsing. And then what's nested in the state of the household is the mental state of the child. And that's collapsing as well. Everything is unpredictable. And look at the child in a shopping mall when they're around their parents. Their natural state of being is calm, but a child away from their parent is fearful, dread, anxiety. And so the natural way of being is fear, and we're constantly buttressing ourselves from this uncertainty. It's like the Queen of Hearts in Alice in Wonderland. You have to run as fast as you can in my kingdom just to stay in the same place. And to understand that, understand the household. You have to work constantly to maintain the cleanliness of the household in order for it to stay the same. You have to work constantly at your mental state so that you can feel normal. Like Russell Brand says, he has to wake up at a certain time and meditate and do breath work and get in touch with nature and take an ice bath just so he can function normally and maintain a normal state of mind. And that makes a lot of sense. We have to make the right choices every day. Choices, right? We have to make choices every day in order to maintain our anxiety. Because the question is, why isn't everyone fearful of everything all the time? Like, isn't that the natural state of things is in decay? Yes, but that's the question. How are people maintaining their anxiety? And that's where I'm going to leave you on today's video. Thank you, everybody, for being here, wanting to get better, wanting just things around you to improve. And this is why I do this. Rise above anxiety. I'll see you next time. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and that bell so that whenever a new video of mine appears, you will be one of the first to know. Namaste.